Jeez, I never thought I'd have this much homework. This is way too hard. Oh.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? It's Blake, and today I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to be addressing a current situation that I'm in with another YouTuber. That other YouTuber is Ari Petrou. If you actually have no idea what's going on, you can watch these two podcasts on Kai's channel and then watch Ari's video to see his reaction to my podcast. Before we get into watching his video, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. I want everybody that's watching this just to understand this whole situation and what's really going on. Kais invited me on to his podcast. I didn't know I was the second one after Ari. Ari and Kais talked a lot about me in their podcast.
It's like I just put a couple comments like trying to play around with him. He didn't like it. He texted me.
So what did he text you? Because this is where it gets juicy. Video. Exact words. Tell me the exact words he said.
Exact words was...
There was a fucking in there. There was a fucking. Don't comment on my fucking shit or something like that.
I think it was that. I was like, don't
He came
comment
at you
on my
hard,
shit.
bro. He came at you.
And
And then when I went on with Kais, I just said my story and my side. And Ari's podcast was not live yet when I filmed the podcast with Kais. So that's why I want to address everything right now, right here, because I've seen everything that he's said. So I did watch Ari's video earlier today just to get an understanding of what he's still complaining about. And I gotta say, Ari, you were pretty mad in the video.
What? Like, I don't... like, since when? Just, why? Like, you're in... My man. She's like, he's person. Jit. Your entire life. Just every...
And it's really funny because you honestly blame me for the stupidest things and you look like a joke. In my entire 4 years of YouTube, I've never started beef with anybody, especially somebody younger than me. And why is that? I've always tried to keep my YouTube channel positive ever since I started it, and I've always tried to eliminate like this from getting in the way of my channel and my subscribers. We're gonna specifically address all these problems that he accused me of. And why do you look like a fool, Ari? It's because all these problems that you've accused me of could have all easily been resolved off camera with one text from you to me. I honestly didn't even know about a lot of the things that he said were bothering him. If you were a man and an adult, like your girlfriend probably called you after you took her on an unlimited shopping spree, then you would have been mature and you would have handled this like an adult. Then you wouldn't have used me and my name to get exposure to your channel, and you would have just communicated with me privately. That would have been easier. We're gonna address this later on in the video, but I talk about school so much because there's so many young viewers watching all of our videos. And I just want them to know that school is a lot more important than YouTube for me. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs school or college to be successful. I'm saying that for me, I don't want to be making YouTube videos like this when I'm older, discussing why somebody's bullying me online. I could literally go after every single little thing that people do to me that I don't like to start beef, but I'm trying to keep my channel positive. I hope that when I'm older, like you, Ari, I have better things to do than pick on younger people.
Boy Ari versus you.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Ari Petrou, UK's biggest hypebeast, back.
Shut the fuck up, get your teeth straight.
So to start the video off, he actually mocks and makes fun of my accident and serious injury that I had a couple months back on a bike. I think that within the first 20 seconds of the video, we already know what type of person Ari is.
So there's this really cool kid in London, and he sells me a lot of shoes. Blake Linder slides into his DMs like, and says like, yo, like, what shoes have you got to sell? Like, hook me up.
What I don't really like about this video is that he doesn't really come with the truth, and most of what he says is in his own opinion and not actually what happened.
So right now, Blake is trying to get Alex to sell him my pair. All the DMs and stuff like that are gonna be on the screen.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm not bullshitting. The plug Alex sends me messages like, yo, like, Blake's trying to buy off me, but like, don't worry, bro, like, I got you, like, just so you know, like, I'll always hook you up over anyone else.
Stop fucking lying.
So Ari posted a couple pictures of this kid that gets some shoes for retail. If I remember correctly, he put on the pictures, thanks for hooking me up. He may have said, thanks for hooking me up for retail. And there was a bunch of posts of this kid. I happened to be looking at Ari's story. I tapped on the kid's account and it said he was following me. So I sent the kid a DM and we started talking. I was very cool talking to the kid. I realized he was a lot younger. And all I actually said was, hey, are you selling anything? I'm PayPal ready. I'm pretty sure. And I'll show all the screenshots, not just one screenshot at the end before I stop talking to him. And at the same time, I was seeing Ari doing these raffles on his Instagram, which I understand that's how he makes his income. That's a part of how he makes his income. But I don't think the kid realized that Ari was taking pairs off this kid for retail and then basically making 4 or 5 times the amount, because he was raffling off like an off-white shoe that he probably got for under 200 bucks for over $1,000 worth of raffle tickets.
He ain't playing no games. What is that? What is that? What is that?
He messages like, yo, like Blake's trying to buy off me, but like, don't worry, bro. Like, I got you. Like, just so you know, like, I'll always hook you up over anyone else. He tells Blake that, and this is Blake's reply.
The kid never told me that he was strictly for Ari, and the kid actually offered to get me shoes a bunch of times. And I kindly declined because I didn't want to get involved anymore.
Then he says this, but sends it in the Snapchat form. This is what he said. He just sells most of the stuff you get him.
On the picture I say, he just sells most of the stuff that you get him. Do I think Ari told the kid that he was raffling off his shoes? No. And so the kid seems like he's nice. He was offering to get me shoes and stuff, but I just declined because I didn't want to have future problems with Ari, which I guess it led to either way.
Just so you know, like, I'll always hook you up over anyone else.
Why the fuck you lying?
I'll hook you up over everybody else, but the kid says in the DM, which Ari didn't include in the video, I can get you pairs. So I don't know why Ari didn't mention any of that. And the DMs are on the screen. He only mentioned the one that made me look bad.
This is a 13-year-old kid, like, trying to hustle. He's selling me shoes, like, he supports me. He's like one of my subscribers, and he's a really cool kid. And you're like giving him this attitude.
Whether you get your shoes for retail or little over resale, because I remember prices that the kid told me, don't try to make me look bad by saying this 13-year-old kid's a hustler and he's just trying to make money when you're the one who's buying a shoe for $300, let's say, and raffling it off for over $1,000. You're the one that's screwing this kid over.
So then Alex basically tells him like, look, I don't have anything for sale right now. And then Blake replies with this. Damn, okay, just keep selling them to Ari.
He never told me that he didn't have shoes for sale. He actually said multiple times that he did, and he was asking if I wanted to buy them.
If I do make money off these raffles, then you're like trying to take money out of my pocket.
So he does admit that he is doing the raffles, but he hasn't really talked about the raffles, which is weird.
Sometimes he'll sell me like multiple pairs, like he'll sell me 2 of the same shoe. The only reason he does that is so I can basically make my pair free. Make my pair free.
So he basically just said that when he gets 2 pairs of a shoe, he does raffle one off for way over what he paid the kid to make his cost less. Not the kid's cost, his less. 1 pair free, not the kid's pair, his pair. He's saving money, not the kid. Don't say that I'm screwing this kid over when you're the one that's screwing this kid over. I already addressed why I sent the photos like that, and I get it, I should have just sent it as a message. But don't call me a snake because you're the person that's buying shoes off a younger kid for a little bit over retail. I know it's a little bit over retail, and then raffling it off for 3 or 4 times the amount that you paid. You're the snake. I don't think the kid ever knew that.
Ever since that, I've basically just been like poking fun at anything stupid or silly he does on social media. Buys a new car and blows the engine within a week.
So he says that that first incident got him upset. I understand, and he could have texted me. I'm pretty sure it was like 6 months ago. We could have already worked it out. But then he says that he starts poking fun of stupid things that I do on Instagram. Listen to how he says stupid. So I guess what Ari calls stupid, getting into a huge head injury, getting 12 stitches in my head, or maybe my car that's known to have problems and defects to anybody that has one.
Because like with new cars, like you need to drive them for a certain amount of time before you start going really fast and like revving your engine.
Like I said before, Ari says a lot of things that aren't true, and he takes a lot of things out of proportion. I've had my car for more than 4 months. I already have 5,000 miles on it. When my engine blew out, it was a really, really scary experience. And then I ended up posting a lot on my social media because I was really upset. and I posted a video on my Instagram.
Blows out his new Range Rover, like, oh my.
And so to close another one of Ari's arguments, my friend Ani, which has been on the channel before, actually has the same exact spec of a Range Rover SVR that I have. We have the same exact cars, and he's had it over 6 months longer than I've had it. And the same thing happened to him when he was around 5,000 miles on his car. So Ari, again, watch what you're saying. A lot of the stuff you're saying isn't true, and it's more of just your opinion and what you think happened. And so he ended up commenting something on the post of my car about my dad, and that's old. If you know me and you've been on this channel for a while, that is old. And that's like 2-3 years ago. Like, I'm older now, I'm grown up. And I don't know if he doesn't know that because I haven't known him for that long, but that's old. And a lot of people have forgotten about that and moved past that. And that's why I got really upset when he commented that.
That's the situation. Blake is just a rich kid.
I have like YouTube checks coming in every month. And
He says he has YouTube checks coming. Like, obviously, we already know that. You're Blake Linder.
Like, I signed with this big sneaker company, which a lot of us are now. Like,
why does he say, like, oh, I signed with this big sneaker company?
I said it's a big sneaker company because it is a big sneaker company, and it says in the contract that I signed with them that it's all confidential and I'm never allowed to disclose that I am signed with the company. Now, obviously, you're not with the company anymore for certain reasons.
Oh.
So that just puts me up one brand deal that I have that I know you don't have.
Next scenario, all of a sudden, he starts covering his face on Instagram.
At this point, Ari starts to get really upset. And I totally understand, but it sounds like he's saying that I'm doing it in every post. And here's the reason why I was doing his hand pose that he's made into his brand. To be completely honest, I had no idea that Ari was upset at me about doing the hand thing in a couple of my photos. I had no idea, and again, he didn't text me about it. So he shows what I said in the podcast, but I'm gonna say it again. I wanna say that I only did the hand thing 5 or 6 times. So I started doing it right after I got back from New York, and that was at the time that I got my little star ring that I filmed and showed you guys.
I'm on his Instagram account right now, and this is the first time he ever did this. So that was in December. Let's scroll down to see if he has been doing this or he's done it before.
So there's 5 posts, and if you guys notice, all these 5 posts are in the same month, and that is because I did get this bracelet, Cartier, and then the star ring I do not have with me, it's in LA, but also this watch. And Ari, you showed the wrong watch. And so I put it up like that, and I like covered my face, and it looked like a Travis photo, and like everything shined and stuff. I ended up buying a flash for my camera, which you guys will notice on at least 3 or 4 out of the 5 photos. And in every single one of the photos, I had all my jewelry on one hand, and I was honestly trying to go for Travis Scott vibes. And with my grills, which I also was wearing, looked like a sick Travis Scott photo with the flash, and how I edited it looked really sick, and I was able to get all my diamond jewelry like in a close-up photo. And then I kept doing it with the flash because it looked sick like Travis Scott. And by doing it a couple more times, I did it a total of 5 times. He's sounding like I just made my whole page and whole feed into this.
No. You literally started doing this last month. It makes no sense.
And on every single one of the photos, all my jewelry is in front of my face like that, all shining and all sparkling. And then I'm pretty sure he said something about my watch and it not shining. And so I said that I saw other people doing it, not to take away from that it was Ari's pose. I totally understand, and I would agree that Ari has made that pose his, but those were not my intentions at all, and I still don't know why he never texted me about it when it bothered him. I never said it was not your type of thing. So he goes on to roast a watch that I had in the past.
Basically, you need to have a serious argument with your jeweler because I can legit see the prongs. This is in the worst possible way that there could be. There's like 2 diamonds per link in these ones. Like,
but I actually don't talk to that jeweler anymore, so a little late on that. I actually work with Angel City Jewelers now, and they do all my stuff. And I'll show this to you in person sometime. You'll be able to tell the difference. I agree, that watch was pretty bad. But it's pretty good for a 16-year-old starting off. But times have changed.
this shit ain't shining. I'm very sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
This shit ain't shining. I'm very sorry.
Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
So to move on from this topic, I did copy his post 5 times, all in the same month frame. And almost all of them were at night with the flash with all my jewelry on my hand, sticking in front of my face. And that was the reason that I did it, not to mock Ari or get him upset. And he could have texted me if he was upset. He tries to look and see if I did it any other times. And I didn't, because I started doing it like I just said when I got Flash and when I got a new ring and a new bracelet and a new watch. And grills. He then goes on to talk about my music career and makes fun of it and basically tells me to never rap, which I get. It's just more put downs. He's just making fun of me more because this video wouldn't have been long enough if he just stuck to the main important things that were bothering him. And so his whole argument on the music isn't really important, I feel like, so we're just gonna move on.
I'm gonna call out Ari, tell him you want to fight him one-on-one or no? You guys want to box?
What happened with you and Ryan Taylor?
Did my man just he's so wishy-washy, like he's really just not about this like at all. Kais asks him a blatant direct question about me and he replies like,
Then Kais asks me if I want to fight Ari. I smile and laugh at Kais and I change the topic because I don't want to get into it, because I'm a 17-year-old and you're, I don't know, Ari, you should comment down below. But I don't want to fight anybody. I just thought we didn't need to talk about that, and I didn't really think it was appropriate to talk about that on a podcast with kids watching, even though Kais probably threw it as a joke. But that's why I changed the subject, and he got mad.
no one cares about that. Nobody.
So I guess he wanted me to address a possible fight between me and him. But like, he's always been the person that keeps posting about it, and I know that he's newer, but like,
What is me starting my YouTube channel after a load of the guys that's doing this
like nobody else in this
have anything to do with anything?
I called Ari new to the sneaker community because of the stuff that he was doing to me and how he was picking on me. Nobody else that I know in the sneaker community is commenting and picking on somebody else in the community like Ari. And so I said, he's new, maybe he doesn't understand that that's not what we do around here.
Like, why does he keep saying like,
Yo, like nobody else is doing this, like, so I don't know why you're doing it.
I am my own person, like I don't have to copy everybody else.
Everybody in the sneaker community is pretty friendly with one another, and Ari's the only person that I see picking on or making exposed videos on other people. And this is actually possibly my first, maybe my second. I'm pretty sure it's my first video addressing somebody else exposing me. I usually don't address it. He takes what I say and he tries to flip it on me and make me look like the bad guy. I keep saying bad guy because he's trying to make me look like I've been doing stuff wrong when I really haven't. And he's just been picking on me, and he even said like he likes commenting stuff. Why is nobody else commenting things like that? You're the only person. So I guess he wants to be unique and keep doing that, so go ahead, Ari.
You don't think this is a problem just because I live in the UK? And
I say it's not a problem because I have more important things to worry on, because I'm a junior in high school and I have a lot on my plate right now. I'm trying to get my YouTube together, which I'll address in a couple seconds, but worrying about somebody that lives across the world isn't really my main concern.
if you've watched this interview, you'll know like Blake is only available on Saturdays. He can't do anything else. Like, he is so busy, he can only do Saturdays. So the next Saturday after I'm in LA is Saturday the 9th of April. So Blake, I will see you Saturday the 9th on Melrose.
April 9th is a Tuesday, so I guess I can't meet you. But basically he said that I'm only available to do stuff on Saturdays, which is what I said in the interview, because I go to school in another city. I don't go to school in LA. I go to a school in another city, which is why I am in a different room right now. So I'm not in LA from Mondays to Fridays. I go back Saturday morning. I come back Sunday night at like 6, not too late. So the only time I can film is on Saturday and Sunday after my ACT tutor, which I have a tutor for the ACT because I've been studying for it and I'm trying to get a really good score. For anybody that might not know what the ACT or SAT is, it's a college exam that you're required to take to apply and go to college. So I'm a junior right now. I have one more year of high school, and so now is the time that I am prepping and studying for the test, as well as school. And my grades are most important right now, junior year, because these are the grades that colleges are gonna see in the future. But again, I do realize that Ari may not realize all the work that goes into applying to college and then going to college, which is fine. It honestly really bothers me. This is probably the thing that bothers me the most, on how he's basically saying that I'm not busy and that I'm basically using it as an excuse for why my channel is doing so bad. But why do you think I haven't went to any of the SneakerCon events? And I've mentioned multiple times over the past months, I can't go to any of these events because I have tutors and practice tests a lot. And that after I take this ACT test, I'm gonna be able to travel. And high school is hard. The school that I'm at is not easy. It's very competitive, and I'm trying to balance that with every other thing in my life. So if I just had YouTube, I'd be able to do stuff every day like he does, which I think is awesome, and I'm sure it's fun. It's fun to go shopping every day in London. He's saying I go shopping every day in Melrose. he's going shopping every day in London. And if it's not in London, he's traveling somewhere else and shopping. And I can't travel because I have so much stuff going on in school. I have tests almost every other day of the week at my school, and if I miss one, it gets backed up. So there's a lot of things that go into school, and he obviously does not know what's going on in my life at all.
Dude just like starts commenting. It's just so weird.
Love his content. I think all his photos are really, like, your photos are crazy now too. But like that Simpson one, those were so clean. Like,
yeah, right.
I keep looking at it.
You keep doing what?
I keep looking at it.
Sorry, one more time.
I said I keep looking at it because it's a sick photo, sick location that I've been to a lot, and I've never even imagined taking a sick photo there. And then him and Kais are wearing really cool outfits, and on top of that, the photo quality's crazy. That's why I love following his work. So he takes what I complimented and he turns it into a sexual joke. He's basically saying that I would jerk off to an outfit photo.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I compliment him by saying how crazy his Instagram is and how big he's becoming and blowing up. And then I say his YouTube isn't doing that well, which I guess I shouldn't have said because it led to a whole thing by him. But my intentions were just to back up my point of how big your Instagram is becoming. So I don't really want to get into this whole thing which he's about to do for the next 5 minutes to drag out his ads. But he then goes on to Social Blade to compare numbers with my channel and his. And if he watched the podcast with Kais, I explained almost, I think, everything on why I've been posting barely once a week for the last couple months. And I even addressed it. My views are very low right now. When you don't post, you don't have views, you don't gain new subs. But I get it. I haven't really looked at his channel recently, and I just knew his Instagram was doing really well, so I just tried to compliment him. So sorry for saying your channel wasn't doing well. Also, with my last 3 videos, 2 of them are dedicated promotion videos. Whole video for a brand, they paid me. Those aren't getting hundreds of thousands of views. We all know that, but he doesn't want to say that. And I mean, his channel is doing pretty well. I mean, good for him. I mean, I'm gonna click on a video with him and his girlfriend, and he puts a peach emoji over her. I will watch that. Basically, my point is the channel is gonna be a lot more active and do a lot better when you're consistent, when you're posting a lot. And I said that on Kais's podcast. He then brings up the video idea thing that we talked about in Kais's podcast. I don't need to get into that again. You guys will hear what I had to say in that.
You literally keep saying like, I'm just so busy and like.
Just cause I've been busy, Because of
like my schoolwork and stuff like that, and it's just like so much and I just don't have the time anymore.
Jacob Starr is a YouTuber as well, covers loads of Supreme, makes loads of content. Guess what? My man goes to school 5 days a week.
And Jacob, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but YouTube is your full-time career outside of college. So if you don't do YouTube, then you don't have an income. And Jacob does post very, very often. So if I was in college and in the same position and I had a job that I loved and I had school that was really hard, I would most likely try to squeeze YouTube into my time. But I do live with my parents. I'm 17 years old, and that's why this is all so crazy. He's like going off on me and I'm a kid, and Ari's being so mean.
Blake Linder, right? Huge channel, 1.5 million subscribers. Guess what? He blew up when he was in school.
Giancarlo, or Blake Linder, whatever you know him by, I have a lot of respect for. He blew up, he's amassed way over 1 million followers, and he was in school too. But he did say in a lot of his videos that he wasn't planning on going to college. And if you're not planning on going to college, Ari, which I don't know if you went to college, I'm assuming not, then you can have a different outlook and approach of the rest of your high school career.
Because education is important. Just because I'm not going to college doesn't mean that my dad's gonna not make me take some online business courses.
And I just don't think Ari knows that not all schools are the same. So Ari, stop. Don't speak in an area that you're not too familiar with. School and education.
So your excuses about how you going to school and you just don't have time and la 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 la, it's just excuses for how horrible your channel's doing.
He says that I'm making excuses for why my channel's doing worse, but if you look at when I've been posting, I used to post like 2, 3, 4 times a week. I started posting once every 2 weeks. That led to my channel doing bad because I'm not being consistent, and he knows that. He knows that with his Instagram. You gotta keep the viewers and followers engaged, you know? I wanted to add some spice to the end, and I don't want to cause problems with anybody, and I think I'll be fine with him if I ever decide to meet up with him, which I can't on a Tuesday. Just to make that clear. Hopefully Ari knows how to read a calendar. If we do want to get into real beef and stuff, how did he start off? Who are his parents?
Because there's going to be people that comment on this video, oh, like, daddy's money or parents' money or anything. It's honestly not the case at all. Like last year I was working on £5 an hour job 16 months ago. So, you know, well, I've worked like crazy for a year now.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
It's honestly not the case at all. Like last year I was working on £5 an hour job 16 months ago.
And I saw him mention in one video when he was buying a Rolex and he interviewed his dad, and I'm sure he had his dad say some bullshit.
He's made it himself. He's done it from start to finish.
But at the end, right before closing out on the podcast, I just say something that's been on my chest, and I don't know the specific details, and I guess he'll explain it to me face to face when I'm showing him my watch. Ari was not known before he did a video with Unknown Blogs, and I watched the podcast, and if I remember, he didn't give that much credit to Unknown for basically making him who he is. Ari Petrou had nothing close to what he has now with followers and brand deals and everything before his meeting the biggest Hypebeast. This was June 2017, so about 2 years ago. I'll give that to him. 2 years ago, Ari was not getting numbers on his account like he is now. And so a year and a half, 2 years, give or take, that through Instagram promotion and YouTube videos, where his channel has just recently started doing well. He hasn't been getting 100,000 views per video forever. I'm pretty sure that just started happening, but I don't care enough to go look on his channel. So he's basically saying that in under 2 years, he was able to make enough money from social media to buy a place in London, in the city of London, or if not, very close to the city of London, spend tens of thousands of dollars a month. And so the only thing that I remember ever seeing of him explaining how he became how he is him working at a sneaker store for years. So when did he start working at this sneaker store? When he was 15? He's been working there for 10 years, saved up for a place that he just moved his girlfriend into? What? And no disrespect to him at all. I don't care how he gets his money or how he started off, but he mentioned me and my parents. And my parents haven't supported me with any of my purchases or any of my YouTube materials or anything like that in the past 3 years, maybe 4. I don't want to say 4 because I do say that my parents did get me shoes when I was starting off on YouTube.
So my reply to everything you just said is I'm going to address this on April the 9th on Melrose. Me, you, and Kais are going to get on the podcast.
Shut up. No one cares. Know your place.
And I don't have to pay for my own living expenses, Ari, like rent, food, electricity, water bills, and that's how I'm able to afford all of this stuff. I'm pretty excited for you to see this watch in person. You're gonna be proud. I mean, man, it's better if you admit to your parents helping you pay for your place, pay for your girlfriend's stuff, whatever, it's fine. I admitted to my parents helping me in the past, which is cool, it's good, like, don't hide it. And that's why I think it's stupid to let these arguments or disagreements all over our videos and stuff, because me and him could have had a 20-minute phone call months ago and we could have resolved this and we would have been fine. But now you have him commenting about every aspect of my life and saying how I don't have any schoolwork going on or anything. Ari, I promise you my schedule is a lot busier than yours is. And you're still posting like once or twice a week. So what else are you doing on the other times? And so I'm gonna wrap up this video. I just want to throw out an apology to Ari for, first of all, doing the hand thing, DMing the Alex kid. I'm sorry, I didn't know that it bothered you, and I'm sorry for anything else that I did that bothered you, but I said my side of the story, my true side of the story on what really happened and what my true intentions were. So hopefully you can hear me out, and I am expecting an apology from you because you did take almost everything and put it in your own words, and not really exactly what happened with almost every situation. So if you could apologize to me on your next video, because I know your next video will mention me. If you can do that, then I'll be good to meet up with you and we can just work stuff out. And we can briefly talk about this on the podcast with Kais, because I honestly don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm like tired of talking about this. It's like not worth either of our time. So I'm gonna close it out. I'm super tired. I have school tomorrow. It's a school night. So I am really excited though for my future, guys. I'm gonna be able to go to sneaker cons when school slows down. I have a couple cool videos, a couple really special videos actually that are like in editing right now, especially one with Xavier. But I took him on a crazy shopping spree because he flew into LA. So that will be my next video, and I am not talking about this situation anymore on my channel ever again. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please make sure to drop a like down below if you haven't already, and we're out of here. Peace.